सर्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि श्री गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की, परम पूज्य जय पताका स्वामी महाराज की। हरे कृष्णा।
Hare Krishna. We are extremely fortunate that during the auspicious times of Ram Navami, or the appearance of Lord Sri Ram, we all are listening to the pious pastimes of Lord Sri Ram. And today is a great festival, that is Ekadashi. So although it is Ekadashi, and as Satyabhama Mataji has requested us, if Prabhupada would not have been there, then what would have happened to all of us? What if Prabhupada would not have been there? The bhajan that was written by whom? The son of spiritual world, the pillar of ISKCON, who is the son of Bhagavatam, whose heart is filled with pure devotional service, which is dancing in his heart with for Radha Madhav and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and who even in this situation he is serving the Lord. And after Prabhupada, he has the most numbers of disciples, the most respectable, and who should be remembered on a daily basis. His Holiness Shri Jayapataka Goswami Maharaj's birthday is today.
श्री जय पताका स्वामी महाराज की, जय पताका स्वामी महाराज की। जय पताका स्वामी महाराज।
So Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, who has been the most merciful to all of us devotees, I have met him quite not that much, but his disciples and grand disciples, we meet and we interact with them. And not only in India, but the whole world, he preaches throughout. And in his regions, multiple times, I've got this fortune to sing the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. What more shall I add? His Holiness Jayapataka Goswami Maharaj is like showing a lamp in front of a sun. His glories are innumerous, but on this auspicious day of his Vyas Puja, Guru Maharaj has told 5 things for the devotees. So these are his words that I am repeating in front of you. He has requested that all the devotees all the principles to follow Krishna consciousness and the enthusiasm should never be dampened or hampered. That is his order or request for today. So on the occasion of his birthday in Bharat, Bengal, Mayapur, he has requested that every devotee and all the people who are under the shelter of Krishna consciousness, they should never let their zeal should be dampened. It should always be established and re-established. And whatever principles that we have taken, whatever regulations we have taken, we should follow them with great determination. Initially, when we start our devotional service, we are very zealous. So in the end also, we are zealous, but in between we get little slackened. And the second thing that he has said is that we should be humble. All the Vedas, scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, etc., have this conclusion that we should be humble. And he added one more point: we should be humble, but you should never be proud of your humility. So by seeing each other, we become humble, but we should never have, or we should never be prideful of our humility. So on the occasion of this Vyas Puja, we should be humble, but not proud of the same. Then the third
हम सब के लिए कि आदर्श वैष्णव
point
बनो
that he has
और एक वैष्णव
told is that we should try to be an ideal devotee and we should spread this Vaishnavism, because this ISKCON was established by Srila Prabhupada to spread Vaishnavism. And if we are in ISKCON and we are not doing that, then we are misusing our facilities. So we all are attached to spread this Vedic civilization. The fourth thing he said is that we all should listen to the pastimes, we should chant the glories of the Lord. Also, along with that, we should always read Srila Prabhupada's books. And by reading them, and the fifth point that he has said is that every devotee should or are read in our organizations. Srila Prabhupada ji had this dream that and there are so many so many activities that are going in ISKCON, but it is a teaching society. So it has been designed in such a way that we should have or we should teach or learn. So there are so many courses like Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, so that gradually all our scriptures are being taught. So the last request he has said that all these courses and the scriptures should be read properly as we study in school, colleges, etc. Similarly, we should study and earn the degree. And after that, only we should preach. Holiness LalGovind Maharaj also used to say that till the point we study well, we won't be able to convince others. So gradually we should read all of these, earn the degree, and spread the same. So in this manner, today is the birthday of His Holiness Jai Pataka Goswami Maharaj. It has been celebrated with great pomp and show. And so these are the 5 requests that he has done. So let's pray to him and imbibe his values in our life, and let's proceed further to our pastime.
निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे.
So today, Ramayan, Ram Katha, Aranya Khan, we all are listening, but the organizers of this Katha, our Pushpa Mataji, so as Parikshit Maharaj used to ask questions to Shukdev Goswami, similarly, she also has questions, and I really like that. So today, she has this question from Bharat Karnataka. Pushpa Mataji asks, how important is Ekadashi to attach ourselves to Lord Sri Krishna? So even social media also is so much spread of word for Ekadashi. But to attach ourselves to Lord Sri Krishna, how is Ekadashi important? And how it supports our unalloyed devotional service towards the Lord. So this is a very beautiful question from our Pushpatala Mataji. So to understand this, we need to go to Bhagavad Gita or take a reference from there. And she said that please describe this verse from Bhagavad Gita. So today, in one question, we will have 2 answers. So in the Bhagavad Gita's 5th chapter, 19th verse, Lord Shri Krishna says,
tapasa sarvalok maheshwaram suhidam sarvabhutana suhidam sarvabhutana gyatva mam शांतिमृच्छति. श्रीमद् भगवद गीता में कृष्ण कहते हैं भोक्ता राम यज्ञ.
So in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Bhokta Ram Yajna Tapsam. O Arjuna, I am the enjoyer. Bhokta means to consume. So all types of fire sacrifices, Ashwamedh or this and that. So innumerous types of yajnas, and I am the consumer of all these. And I am the consumer or enjoyer of all the austerities. So even austerities are of so many types. There is no dearth of tapasvi is a great austere person. Some people do it according to the Vedic scriptures and others according to their whims and fancies. So sometimes people say that today is my fasting for Monday. So other will say that I'm fasting on Tuesdays. So almost every day they are fasting. So if you ask that where it is mentioned, where it is mentioned that we should fast, or when we should that we should fast on Tuesdays, where is it mentioned? So these are the thoughts or contemplations of human mind and not according to the Vedic injunctions, but according to the Vedic scriptures and according to law, we should perform these fastings. So we are doing all this for fire sacrifices or austerities for whom? So Krishna is saying that I am the enjoyer of that. So everything should be according to him. Why? Because for all the material world and lokas, I am the controller. And I am the well-wisher for everyone. And if we understand this, that all the sacrifices and austerities are enjoyed by the Lord. So if we are performing this fire sacrifice and austerity for Lord Sri Krishna, then it should be according to what he desires or not. If a husband tells that I'm doing all of this for my wife's happiness, so we agree, okay, that you love her and you're doing that. So if she, whatever she desires, he does, and she will be satisfied. So she desires something else and he does something else. A 10-year-old child comes to you running and says that for 1 month I haven't drunk the water. So you all might not have drunk the water as well. So you all great austere people are sitting here. So a 10-year-old child came running. I'm really thirsty. So please offer me some water. So we will have mercy or paternal affection towards him that this boy is thirsty. So let's offer him. And if we become too much emotional, then we think that rather than offering him water, we will offer him ghee. And if we tell him that you drink this, so he's asking for water, but we are offering him ghee. Will he become satisfied or will his thirst be quenched? So we can use our logic here. Water is 10-20 rupees liter, but ghee is 1,000 rupees liter or 5,000 rupees liter. So the logic being that water is cheaper and ghee is costlier. So we are giving an expensive ghee. He should be satisfied, but no, he had asked for water. So we should give water. So here in this verse, Krishna says, I am the enjoyer of all the fire sacrifices and austerities. So whatever he desires, that type of fasting or austerity should be performed. Sometimes Krishna has asked very less, as that boy has just asked for water, but we have offered him ghee. Even sometimes Lord's expectations are also very small. You need not to do much. At least you fast for 2 days for Ekadashi, but we do so much more. But will the Lord be satisfied by that? He will not become well-wished. He will not become satisfied, but And if we desire peace and happiness, then whatever he has asked and whatever he desires, that only we should do. So this is the 29th verse from 5th chapter. So where the gear is very low gear. And he said that all this austerity, if you perform for me, then you will be satisfied and happy. But in the 9th chapter, 24th verse, he put the car in the 5th gear. What does he writes there?
भोक्ता च प्रभुरेव च न तु माम् अभिजानन्ति ये न तु माम् अभिजानन्ति तत्त्वेनातश्च वन्ति ते अहम ही सर्व यज्ञानाम। अब उसी बात को कृष्ण 9वें अध्याय के 24वें श्लोक में क्या कहते हैं?
In the 24th verse of 9th chapter, what does Krishna says? He is making it more clear here. He says, Aham hi sarva yajnanam bhokta cha prabhur eva cha. So, I am the enjoyer of all the fire sacrifices, and I am the Lord of everyone. Natu mam abhijananti. Except me, there is nothing. And if someone doesn't follows it, so previously he has said that if you perform austerity for me, then you will get satisfied. But here he says, if you don't perform austerity or for me, then you will fall down for sure. So there he was just saying that if you want or desire happiness and peace, then you should perform austerity for me. But here Krishna has said, if you don't perform austerity or fasting for me, then you will fall down for sure. So the question that Mataji has asked, to attach ourselves to Krishna, how Ekadashi plays the role and what role does Ekadashi plays. So first of all, we need to understand that whatever fasting, austerity or fire sacrifices we make, that should be towards Lord Shri Krishna. Because if we perform it for demigods, then ultimately they also have to go to Lord Krishna. So we should perform all austerity, etc. for Lord Shri Krishna. And what austerity, sacrifice he has told us to perform, what does he desires, which fast we should follow. Then Lord Shri Krishna, whether we take the reference from Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam or Chaitanya Charitamrita, in other scriptures as well, repeatedly Krishna says, there is only one fast that we should perform, and that is Ekadashi. This Ekadashi is the king of all the fasting and austerity. If we perform or maintain Ekadashi, then we need not to perform any more fasting. But if we don't do that, then we will have to perform all the fasting of 365 days. And if we don't want to do that, then the king of all the fasting, Ekadashi, should be performed. In other words, all these fastings can provide some material relief opulence, but Ekadashi will provide us unalloyed devotional service towards the Lord. That is very, very rare to find, because other things we can get by a little hard work and luck, but great. Sri Rup Goswami says that this is very, very rare and which can be easily achieved or attained by performing Ekadashi. So I like to add this again and again. So if I ask you, what is the throne of bhakti? Where does she sit? So as Jagdish Bhai sits on the sofa, some are sitting on the chairs, some I'm sitting on Vyasa. So what is the throne of devotional service? That is humility. So what is the vehicle for devotional service? On which does it rides? And who is the mother of Ekadashi? And who are the sons of Bhakti? They are Gyan and Vairagya, that is knowledge and renunciation. So, so who is the mother of devotional service? Thakur Bhakti Vinod writes,
भक्ति जननी माधवती थी भक्ति जननी जतने पालन करी माधवती थी भक्ति जननी Madhav Tithi, ye
so he
Ekadashi.
says that this Ekadashi or Madhav Tithi is the mother of pure devotional service. If we want devotional service to be born in our heart, then we should perform this Ekadashi Vrat, that is fasting on the 11th day of the month. So it is the most beloved date of the Lord. According to some scriptures, she is an epitome or a deity, and she has been given the boon that whoever performs or keeps Ekadashi, then they will get unalloyed devotional service. And here he says that whoever don't perform it, they will be destroyed or will have a fall down. So such most pious Ekadashi is today, and we all should follow it. Not on a daily basis, but at least twice a month. If you can't do it without water, then you can have with water. And if you're unable to do that, then you can do it, perform it with fruits. And if you don't are unable to do that, then you can eat the prasadam that doesn't has grains like sabudana, etc. Rajgira puri, etc. Now we get Ekadashi pizza and dosa. Today people are so creative, they make so much. But in essence, we should try to abstain ourselves from the grains and try to be near the Lord. Up means Lord and vas means to stay and up means near. So we need to reside near the Lord. So this Ekadashi, there is a Varuthani Ekadashi, then there is a Mohini Ekadashi, then Aprika Ekadashi in Jesh, then Pandav Nirjala Ekadashi, then in Ashad Krishna Pakshi Yogini Ekadashi, then Shayani Ekadashi, Then in Shravan, in Krishna Paksh Kamika Ekadashi, and Shravan Shukla Paksh, then Bhadra, in Krishna Paksh Anand Ekadashi, so on and so forth.
आसो, गुजराती में अश्विन मास। सो आसो में कृष्ण पक्ष में इंदिरा एकादशी, अश्विन मास शुक्ल पक्ष में पापा कुंशा एकादशी, फिर आता है कार्तिक मास। सो कार्तिक मास कृष्ण पक्ष में रमा एकादशी, कार्तिक मास शुक्ल पक्ष में वो उत्थान एकादशी, भगवान को जगाना। फिर कार्तिक के बाद आता है अग्रहायण, फिर से नया साल शुरू होता है। तो अग्रहायण कृष्ण पक्ष में उत्पन्न एकादशी, शुक्ल पक्ष में मोक्षदा एकादशी।
Then there is this Mokshada Ekadashi, then Safla Ekadashi, and then Putrada Ekadashi, then Magha Krishna Shattila Ekadashi, then Jaya Ekadashi, then in Falgun, which has just passed, then in Krishna there is Vijay Ekadashi, and in Shukla is Amal Ki Ekadashi, which we heard about the birth of gooseberry. So now, in this, previously it was Papmochini, and in Chaitramas Shukla Paksh, it is Kamada Ekadashi. So we got 24 Ekadashi. At least just count the number. So in this manner, we have 24 Ekadashis in an year. So this time we will get a excess month, that is Purushottam Mas. So we will have 2 more Ekadashis. So there also it will be Kamada Ekadashi and Kamala Ekadashi.
और हमारे जो इस कथा को जो इंग्लिश में ट्रांसलेट कर रहे हैं ना, उनका नाम भी है कमला देवी दासी। सो इस प्रकार से,
so in this manner, we have 24 Ekadashis, and for Purushottam Mas we have 2 more, so 26 Ekadashi. So we should follow them very seriously and in a disciplined manner with love and affection. And we are listening to Ram Katha Aranya. So we are listening to Aranya Kand.
हमारा ये मनुष्य जीवन जो है ना, ये
so it means that our this human existence is also like Aranya Kand. So according to Shukdev Goswami, we all are in this forest and we all are entangled here, and there are so many wild animals and there are so many small pathways, and sometimes we get lost in that jungle or forest. Similarly, we also get entangled in this material world. And according to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this material world is like a forest and it's burning from all the sides. We are burning in greed, desires, lust, etc. So this, we all are entangled in the forest like Aranya, and as Lord Ram has left Ayodhya and he is roaming in Aranya, similarly we all are entangled in this Aranya, and if Ram enters in this forest of Aranya, as in so many years, all the sages and saints of Chitrakoot and Aranya were distressed in separation with Lord Ram, and he left Ayodhya and came to Aranya. Similarly, if we want Lord Ram to enter our forest life, as we all are suffering in the forest fire, and if he is touched by the touch of the holy waters of Ganges, then he will be satisfied. The similar happiness can be enjoyed by living entities were entangled in this forest fire by just listening to the glories of Lord Shri Ram. So we will, before we proceed further, before that, let's do congregational chanting of the holy names of the Lord and seek his blessings.
रति जो चरी राधा रमण जय जय नवल किशोर जय गोपी चित चोर प्रभु जय जय माखन चोर जय जय माखन चोर। श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की, श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की, जगत गुरु शिल प्रभुपाद की। उपस्थित भगवत कथा अनुरागी
Hare Krishna, I welcome all the loving devotees of Srimad Bhagavatam, all the devotees, attendees. I also extend my warm welcome and gratitude to the senior devotees who have decorated this assembly. I also welcome you all who have gathered through the medium of Govind TV, Facebook, YouTube, etc. That is all the listeners and the organizers of this beautiful Katha, the denizens of Bharat, Karnataka, Bengaluru, the whole Tallam family, Jagannath Shetty ji, Geeta Mataji, and Pushpa Mataji, and the whole family, Sairam Prasad, Kum Prasad, Shiv Kumar, Uma, Sharan, Shilpa. I welcome you all on the fourth day of this Srimad Bhagavatam Katha. Once more, I welcome you all and please accept our humble obeisances at your lotus feet. Jai Siya Ram. You all have been listening to the past tense with so much patience. So let's conclude today's session. So let's conclude the session. So today is 1st of April. I'm trying to make a fool of all of you. So when he was showing that Ekadashi, so I realized that it is April Fool's Day. So shall I just close it? Anyways. So Ram Katha Aranya Kand. Ramji is residing in Aranya. Our whole life is like this Aranya or a forest. As Ramji is roaming, he gets audience of sages, saints, and demons. So he meets all of them. Similarly, in our life as well, we meet good and bad people. Sometimes we have happiness, sometimes distress, and it keeps on going like that. So the conclusion is, how much are we able to remember the Lord? How much are we experiencing the Lord? That is the greatest fortune in this life. Otherwise, if we try to make a summation, then this life is round. You won't be able to take anything from here. So, how much we were able to understand and realize the Lord, that is the greatest achievement. So, it's good that throughout the day you earn the material wealth, and in the evening you are gathering the spiritual wealth. So that material wealth will be left here, but the spiritual wealth that you are gaining will be with us forever, eternally. So far, Ramji has reached the hermitage of Atri Muni and Mother Anasuya. So first of all, he met Atri Rishi, and Atri Muni had venerated the Lord very beautifully, and we completed that veneration. And in the conclusion, he beautifully said,
idam nara dareण te padam पठन्ति ये स्तवम् idam nara dareण te padam व्रजन्ति नात्र संशयम् त्वदीय भक्ति संयुता व्रजन्ति नात्र संशयम् त्वदीय भक्ति संयुता। पठन्ति ये स्तवम् इदम्। अत्रि ऋषि ने
Patanti yes tavam idam. So the veneration or the prayer that Atri Muni had sung, so far we have heard that by listening to that or reciting that, so who will read it? Nar, that is human. No dog or donkey, but the human. So if a human reads it or recites it, or in other words, whoever is human will read it. Or in other words, if you don't read it, then you're not humans, but something else. So those who read this stavam or prayer, but there is one condition here, adarena, that is respectfully. Adar means not in a with a bad face or bad mood, but with love and respect. If a human recites this prayer that has been recited by Atri Muni, te padam, that means the lotus feet of Lord Sri Ram. So here, pad means two meanings. That is the lotus feet of the Lord. He will attain the lotus feet of the Lord, and the eternal abode of Lord Sri Ram, that is Saket or Vaikunt. So those who respectfully read this prayer, they attain the lotus feet of the Lord or the abode of the Lord. Brajanti means they attain it, or they attain the eternal abode of the Lord. Then further Atri Muni adds, Na tatra sanshayam. So whatever I am saying, there is no doubt. Therefore, we should respectfully, lovingly recite and hear this prayer or venerating prayers. So if someone says that this will happen only after we are dead, but what will happen when we are alive? Because when we die, we will attain the lotus feet of the Lord and his eternal abode. But when we are alive, Bhakti Sanyuta, that means our life will be filled with pure devotional service towards the Lord. Just by reciting it, we will attain the unalloyed devotional service towards the Lord. So you all have heard and sung this beautifully, and you all try to understand it as well. So in this manner, Ram, Lakshman and Sita ji were standing outside, and Mahamuni, Atri Muni, had venerated the Lord. So by the time it so happened, Ram, Ramji told Sita ji she might be unaware. He said, Sita, there is Anasuya mother who is sitting inside. Sita ji might have thought that only the sage is there, but he said that he has a wife whose name is Anasuya. You should go and meet her. And in Ramayana, very beautifully, Goswami Tulsidas ji writes,
के पद गहि सीता मिली बहोरी सुशील विनीता ऋषि पतिनी मन सुख यदिकाई ऋषि पतिनी मन सुख यदिकाई आशीष दे निकट बैठाई हे जिया आशीष दे निकट बैठाई। राम जी ने इशारा किया।
So Ramji indicated, and Sita ji left all the men behind, and she went to Anasuya mother's place. So whenever we go to in any assembly or in society, so the men should stand with men and the women should stand with women. That looks graceful. So you see the backdrop, it is according to Ramayana. The men are standing here and women are standing. Sometimes people in Bhagavad Katha also come, and it is mentioned that the men are supposed to sit here and women there, but still they want to sit together. If you want to sit together, then you should come to Amrit Charcha. So here, this is an arrangement. So the couples can sit next to each other. That is fine. So this is a beautiful arrangement of Amrit Charcha, that all the couples can sit together and listen. But there is a behavior that in society that men should be in the world of men and women in with association of women, and only if it is required, then only they should intermix. Otherwise, in a cultured society, this is the norm. By seeing this backdrop, I'm getting very much ecstatic. So as you are seeing, Sita ji has bowed down at the feet of Anasuya mother, and she is blessing her. So the Anasuya mother, whose lotus feet Sita Mata has taken the shelter. Let's listen to the glories of her. So yesterday we heard that from Brahmaji, Manu and Shatrupa appeared. It is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. So I'm giving you an introduction of Anusuya Mata. So, so Brahmaji had two human sons, that is Manu Maharaj and Shatrupa, and they had 5 sons. Uttanpad and Priyavrat were the boys, and 3 daughters, Akuti, Prasuti, and Devhuti. So the eldest daughter was Devhuti, and she was married to Kardamuni, as you might be aware. And Kardamji was engrossed in devotional service, and after 60,000 years, he came out of the trance and he realized that I have married. And he said, no, no worries. Now that I have a wife, so he took her to roam the world. And it is said that they begot 9 daughters, and the 10th was the son Kapil Dev. So before that, they begot 9 daughters. So Kardam and Devhuti's daughter was Kala, and she was married to Marichi Muni. And second was Shraddha, who was married to Angira Muni. Third was Havirbhu, who was married to Pulatsya Rishi. So these are the daughters of Kardam and Devhuti. So the fourth was Gati, and she was married to Pulaha Rishi. And the fifth was Kriya, and she was married to Krutu Rishi. And the sixth was Khyati, and she was married to Bhrigu Muni. And their seventh daughter was Arundhati. See how great son-in-laws he got. So she was married to Vashisht Muni, and the eighth was Shanti, who was married to Atharva, and the ninth was that is Anasuya Mata. And who is she? She is the daughter of Karda Muni and Devhuti. And she is the second number daughter. And she was married to Atri Rishi. So in this manner, she belongs to a great family, and she has portrayed the culture and education that she has got from her parents or lineage. Asuya means envy, and Ana means who is devoid of any envy, like you are. You don't get envious of anyone. So she was devoid of any envy, and she was innocent. So the meaning of this word Anasuya has been done by the scholars, and they say, if you see in the fourth line, Sanu Suya Prakriti. So this is who is referred to Anasuya. So who is that? So in the first line it is mentioned,
गुणानपि न हसेत् परदोषांश्च सानुसूया प्रकीर्त्यते न गुणान गृणीतो हन्ति. सबसे पहले अनसुया किसे कहते हैं?
first and foremost, Anasuya implies Na gunan gunito hanti, who
माने दोष नहीं देखता.
Hanti means to see faults. So the person who doesn't doesn't see any fault in others. So gunan means qualities. So in a person who is filled with good qualities, she doesn't see any shortcomings. I'm talking about people like us. We see faults in we also find shortcomings even in people who are stalwart or perfect. At least we should have the heart that a person who has qualities, we should respect that, but no. We try to find shortcomings and failures of the people who are filled with qualities. So a couple got married. First they said that he will not get married. They can't get married. So once they get married, he got married to a very beautiful girl. He said that no, even if he is married, he will not get children. So after 1.5 years, they got a beautiful child. They said that they got the children. The child will be not good in studies, you will see. But he became, he was an intelligent. So what happens if he's good in education? He will not get any good job. And he worked in, he got an opportunity in medicine. So what happens by getting a job? If he gets a good wife, then you let us know. He got a very good wife and he got married to her. I said that no. If so they are in the second generation now, still he's not taking any U-turn. He's saying that he will not have kids. Some people are so expert in finding faults in others. They can find fault even in a person who is perfect. But great is Anasuya Mata, who never finds fault in others. And who don't try to sugarcoat things. And third is those who don't laugh at others' shortcoming. He eats outside, doesn't visit Manglarti. But they just laugh at the shortcomings of others. So very beautifully, this mentioned, even if they have some shortcoming, we should have mercy. We should pray that may you bless them so that they can get the best. So Anasuya is the one who doesn't find faults in others, who doesn't sugarcoats to make other one happy or satisfied, and who never laughs at the shortcomings of others. Such person is called Anasuya. So where should I go out to find example? I can see here. So in this manner, so I just remember her hermitage is in Chitrakoot, and when we go to the yatra, we did a yatra in Chitrakoot. We went to the hermitage of Ansuya Mother and we did a katha there. So there is a Kamad one in Chitrakoot as Vrindavan has. और कामदवन में अत्रि और अनसुया माता रहते थे. अत्रि तपस्या करते थे. The one. So Atri Muni used to perform austerity, so she also started austerity. But her austerity was to serve her husband. Husband is trying to attain the Lord, and wife is trying to serve her husband. So they both are working. But one is trying to attain the Lord, and other is trying to please her husband. And by doing that, for so many years, they performed this study. And in those days, for 100 years, there was a drought. So there was not a drop of water or rain for 100 years. And here Atri Muni is performing great austerity. So all the demigods, Shivji, etc., have arrived to have a glimpse of him. And after thousands of years, when his trance was broken, then he told his wife that please go and get some water. After 150 years, he's asking for water. We drink water in 150 minutes. So after 150 years, he said, I was in trance, so I haven't drunk water, so please bring water. So he was not aware that there is a drought here. And there is not a drop of single drop of water in Chitrakoot. But the husband told the wife that please go and bring water. So had it been the wife of today's world, not you all, but others, you said that, are you even aware what's going on in the home? You don't know that you're in transfer in 50 years, there is no arrangement of water, how we are living, you don't even know that. From where will I get the water? Now drive that water. But great is Mother Anasuya. Is that my husband is asking for water and he had been in trance for 150 years. He's performed austerity. How can I refuse or tell him that I don't have water? How can I refuse? So how can I say that there is no water? And ultimately, my husband was performing austerity. And to serve a person who is serving the Lord is our religious principle. Then Anasuya mother went a little far and told that if I have followed the principles of chastity, if in my dreams even also haven't imagined other man than my own husband, if my vow of chastity is pure, then Mother Ganga should manifest here. So Ganga ji comes from Haridwar and it goes in other direction. But because Anasuya mother has said that if I followed the principles of chastity and I haven't imagined any other man than my husband, then Ganga should manifest here. And immediately Mother Ganga manifested there. And till today, even the scientists have not able to reveal how Ganga Maya came here. So there is still this hermitage and there is Ganga, and from where it comes and where it goes, nobody is aware. And it is nothing else but the strength or potency of the chastity of a woman, that is Anasuya mother. By her chastity, she manifested Mother Ganga in her home and offered it to her husband who was in austerity since 150 years. This is Anasuya mother. So Ramji and Sita ji are visiting such Mother Anasuya. So there is a popular pastime you all might be aware in Ramayana and in Shiv Puran. It is mentioned. She used to serve her husband in such a great manner and that she became popular in all the three worlds. And those days, Twitter, Facebook, etc. were not there. So only Narad Muni was sufficient. to give the news,
नारद जी
spread the
गए थे
news.
वैकुंठ में,
So Naraji went to Vaikuntha,
भगवान विष्णु के चरण धुल
and
रही थी।
Lakshmi ji was serving the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. And she said, "Why are you massaging his feet? You don't know anything beyond that. Just keep on massaging. You know how you should serve your husband." Then Lakshmi ji said that, "Am I doing wrong?" He said, "No, you're not doing anything wrong. How you should make your husband satisfied and how you should serve him, you should go and learn from Mother Anasuya. She had Mother Ganga appear, and she is becoming so popular, famous in all the three worlds." And similarly, he told this to Parvati in Kailash, and in Brahmalok he told to Brahmani. So they were in conference call. Lakshmi, Parvati, and Brahmani were in conference call, and then they spoke in Gujarati. "Oh, my friend, shall I tell you one thing?" So what? "We all are alive, and somebody has moved beyond us. We serve our husband in such a manner, and she's getting more famous. How is it possible? How can we tolerate this?" Said, "This is right. What should we do now?" So they said that let's do one thing. Let's send our husbands to test her chastity. So they all agreed. Lakshmiji said that my husband sleeps the whole since lockdown. He's not going out. He's just sitting there and clicking on the laptop. Then Lakshmiji said, "He always sleeps. Let him work some. Let him do some work." So Brahmani says that mind keep on reading the Vedas. And Parvati said that mine is always in meditation or trance. So let us send them. So Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh went. So this is such potential that even Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh will fail. Where the Lord fails, then how? What we can achieve?
और सच कहूं त्रिनादपि सुनी चैन, ये जो चैतन्य महाप्रभु ने हमको सिखाया ना,
so the humility that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said, we should learn that before marriage, because after that automatically it will come.
ऐसा करेंगे तो दूसरे दिन भोजन मिलेगा, नहीं तो थोड़ी मिलेगा। सो स्त्री और पुरुष में, पति पत्नी में क्या अंतर है? पत्नी,
what is the difference between husband and wife? Women is potency.
आदि जगदम्बा शक्ति है और पुरुष सहन शक्ति है।
Husband is Sahan Shakti. That is the potency to tolerate. So the three came and they met at her place, and they were all sent by their wives. Said, "Where are we supposed to go to test Anasuya?" So they came to Chitrakoot. Atimani was not at home. She was at home. And they said, "What shall we do?" So they said that let's take a form of a Brahmana. So the hermitage here, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh came as a Brahmana and told Bhiksham Dehi.
अनसुया माता आती हैं, प्रणाम करती हैं, बोले महाराज।
Ansuya Mata comes and goes down and says that please visit her. So that we will not enter your home. You should bring it here. So Mother Anasuya brings whatever offering she had. So they are here to test her. And they said that we are not any ordinary sage. We are great, stalwart devotees. It will not work. You should be nude and offer us, only then we will accept it. So they were here to break her chastity. Anasuya Mother said that how can a Brahmana says that you should be nude? If I refuse, then my husband's vow that nobody should go empty handed from our hand, then that will be destroyed. And if I agree, then my chastity will be broken. So both the religious principles are in danger. That is called dharma sankat. So what should they do? So she thought, let me do one thing. What she did was she took Ganga Jal in her hand and said that if I have performed chastity and I haven't seen or dreamt of any man rather than other than my husband, then all these brahmanas should turn into one day children, and they all turned into one day infants. And she offered whatever there is. They all beautiful. So she kept all of them. She bought 3 swings and made them sleep in each one. And she started taking care of them and enjoying the paternal affection. So, in this manner, 10 days passed, and Lakshmi, Parvati, and Brahmani were in conference call. Said that I'm really tensed now, worried. He said, we send our husband. Our husbands are useless. We just told them to do one thing, and that also they couldn't do properly. It was this one day job, and 10 days has passed. I don't know what has happened. It would have been better had we not sent them. Lord Vishnu's wife says, he doesn't know anything. So the Vishnu who creates the whole material universe, this is what happened. No matter the husband is famous and established, but for husband wife, he is useless. So what shall we do? Let's go and search for a husband. So they all went in search of their husband. And while doing that, they reached the hermitage of Anasuya mother. They said, have you seen our husband? She said, no. They said, 10 days before, they came here to test you. Please forgive us. All our pride has been broken, but please, where are our husbands? He said the 3 brahmanas came. They said that they are our husbands. They came in a different form. So where are they? Say that there are 3 things, and they all are sleeping there. So they all started running. Parvati ji took Shivji in her hand, and so on and so forth. So they got the husbands, but now they are 10 days infant children, and they started crying. They said that how this is going to work. Then they bow down at the feet of Anasuya mother that we have committed a grave sin. They were refusing, but we forced them to come here. So please forgive us. It's true that you are the most chaste woman and you are satisfying your husband. We are really, really regretting this. So please bring our husbands back in their original form. So she said that if I am a chaste woman, I haven't dreamt anybody else beyond my husband, then they should come in their original form. And they all came in their original form in a blink of an eye. So all these 3 started to take their husband because Anasuya mother was overwhelmed with tears, overwhelmed with love because she was attached to all these 3, and she had this desire that I should have such sons. When the wives are about to leave with their husband, so they came back to mother and say, they said that please forgive us, we are leaving you, but 10 days that you have served us and given your paternal affection, we are very satisfied, so you can ask for anything that you desire. And so your mother said, I don't need anything, but I'm a householder, and if we get sons like you, then we will be benefited. So they all agreed that we will appear as your sons. they all left. Lord Vishnu manifested or appeared as the eldest son, that as Lord Dattatreya. Brahmaji, from Brahmaji, Chandrama or moon was born, and from Shivji, Durvasa Muni appeared. So Atri and Anusuya had these three sons, Lord Dattatreya, moon, and Durvasa Rishi. And these three were born, and they never stayed with their parent. Lord Dattatreya took sannyas, and Chandrama went into the sky, and Durvasa Rishi went to take audience of sages and saints. So in this manner, Atri and Anasuya are in this ashram where Ramji and Sitaji are. So there is another pastime. Anasuya mother had a friend, and she did some offense, and Markandeya Rishi cursed her that you have done such a great offense, so I curse you that tomorrow before sun rise, your husband will die. She went crying to Mother Anasuya and requested her, said that, friend, please don't worry. Then Mother Anasuya said that if my vows of chastity are pure and pious, then tomorrow the sun will not rise. So she stopped the motion of sun based on the strength of her chastity. And all the demigods appeared. As the environment was getting affected, so somehow they counseled Markandeya Muni and got the sun back. So for her friend, she stopped the flow of sun, that is Mother Anasuya. So do you have friends? If you want to make friends, then you should have friends like Mother Anasuya. That even if there is any trouble, then she could save us. So Goswamiji writes,
ही सीता मिली बहोरी सुशील विनीता। ऐसी अनसुया माता के चरणों में सीता जी गई हैं।
So at the lotus feet of such Mother Anasuya, Sita ji has bowed down. And in the second line, you can see Rishi Patani Manasukh Adhikai. Mother Anasuya was really ecstatic after meeting Mother Sita. And there were two reasons for the same, which has been mentioned by the scholars in their interpretation. First is, Mother Anasuya saw that the king of this whole world, she is the daughter of King Janak. Sita ji, who has walked on the carpets of Janak or on the back of her father, she hasn't seen any forest, but because of her marriage to accompany her husband, she has came to the forest. The daughter-in-law of such a great king like Dashrath and daughter of Janak, who was not even told to leave. The exile was given to Ramji, not to for the Sita, but with her independence and her desire, thinking of her principles of religiosity, to serve her husband, she came to the forest. She let go of the comfort of her father's home and the kingdom of her father-in-law, accompany her husband. So Atri Muni's wife Anasuya was very satisfied. And the second reason was Atri Muni is satisfied or happy. And the reason why being, after seeing Sita ji, it is natural, because who is Mother Sita? She is the internal potency of the Lord, and she is the epitome of bliss. So the epitome of bliss is sitting in front of her. So obviously she will be happy and blissful. Therefore, it is said, Asis de nikat bethai. So what did Mother Anasuya do? She blessed her and told her to sit near her. And what is the benediction that she gave? She said,
तुम्हारा पति राम कुशल रहे. देखिए
that your husband should always be healthy and happy. So for a woman, the greatest boon is that the husband should be hale and hearty and happy. So it's not mentioned in Ramcharitmanas, but in Valmiki Ramayana it is mentioned. Anasuya mother has said. So Valmiki, Tulsidas ji has just mentioned that she has given the benediction, but Valmiki Rishi writes that your husband should always be healthy and happy, and you reach Ayodhya at the earliest. That is my benediction or boon. And then what she did, Ramji had this greatest distress in his heart, and it was in regards to Mother Sita. What was his distress? Please listen carefully. I'm speaking this for the first time. So Ramji was distressed that my wife Sita, and we just married 12, 13 years, and she left everything and she is roaming in forest with me. So Ramji and Sita ji also will celebrate their birthdays and anniversaries. So they will also have these occasions. There's so many years have passed. Ramji had this distress that till today I have not been able to gift her anything. If there is even a small event, we try to please our spouse by giving them some gift. We get overwhelmed and we bring gifts. So Ramji also is a householder. So he also would have desired that I should give something to Sita. But Ramji was bound by the vow that he should live a life of an ascetic, and he should not keep anything, he should not take anything. And because he was bound by this vow, and during these events, he was unable to give anything to her, although he had this desire to give something to her. But mother can understand the same. Mother Ansuya understood that. And what did she do? What Ramji couldn't do, Mother Anasuya completed the task for him. Mother should also understand the situation of her son. All the principles are there in Ramayana. Anasuya Mata gave Sita ji divine transcendental ornaments She bedecked her with ornaments which were all divine and transcendental. So these clothes were, as they will never get dirty or old. So sometimes it's what happens. We have so many clothes, but the fashion, they're not in fashion anymore. So they don't look good. But Anasuya mother gave the dress or clothes which will never get dirty or old, and they will not be out of fashion. So such divine transcendental clothes were offered by Mother Anasuya to Sitaji on behalf of Lord Sri Ram. She gave her clothes and ornaments, and the scholars have mentioned that they've given 12 ornaments. So she was given 12 types, 12 ornaments. And then Mother Anasuya tells Sitaji, she gives a very great teaching. Oh, Princess Sita, in this world, the parent, that is father or mother, they give happiness. Even a brother and friend give happiness in some form. But for a wife or a woman, all this happiness cannot complete her. The comfort that or happiness that we get from father, mother, brother is less. The true comfort or happiness can be given by only her husband. A husband can give the pleasure or comfort to wife that nobody else can give it to her. This is what Mother Anasuya has told Mother Sita. And in Shiv Puran, it's mentioned in great detail. Vyasmuni writes there, this is the verse from Shiv Puran.
जनक माने जन्म देने वाला पिता.
So Janak means the father. He gives the happiness which is in very limitation. He can give happiness, but it's not complete. It is limited in quantity. And even a brother can give happiness, but that also is in some limitation. Even son can give happiness, but in limitation. But Amitasya, that is unlimited, innumerous happiness, can be given by only one person. Bhartara means husband. Only an husband can provide unlimited happiness to her husband. Therefore, we should always serve our husband. You all do it, but no. This is what Anasuya mother is telling Mother Sita. So therefore, you should always serve your husband. What not the husband gives to her wife? He gives his effulgence, his gotra, his wealth, and his independence. Before marriage, who is going to ask when are you going and when are you going to come? But after marriage, you have to give detail of each and every second. And Husbands also enjoy that there is someone who takes care of them. So he gives or let go his independence, and he gives the half benefit of his austerity and penance to his wife, and he takes half of her sins. If a wife does any offense, then half of it will be shared by her husband. So when there is a profit, they take the benefit, and when there is loss, there also their partners in that.
पत्नी के पास आएगा। कितनी महिमा है पत्नियों की। सो इस प्रकार से कहा कहते हैं, देवी अनसुईया कहती हैं,
So Mother Anasuya says, "Oh Vedehi, you did a great job. That for your husband, you left everything behind and came to the forest, and you can do that because you are Vedehi. You are the daughter of King Janak, and it also implies
करते करते
by serving your husband, you have not even taken care of your own body. That what will happen to my body?
तुमने अपने शरीर की ओर नहीं देखा। सच कहूं बेटा, स्त्री की
In
वास्तविक
truth,
परीक्षा तब होती है
the greatest test for a wife is when they are in deep trouble or distress. And today you are surrounded by great sadness and distress, and this is the time of test. So this time of exile is the time of test. It's a very great philosophical point that she speaks.
मित्र अरुणारी धीरज धर्म मित्र अरुणारी आपद काल परखी यही चारी आपत काल परखी यही चारी। ये चार चीज की परीक्षा तब
So
होती
these four things are tested when we have distress in our life. It doesn't happen on a daily basis. Does our patience and wisdom tested on a daily basis? Everybody is sitting here patiently, and if someone slaps them, then we will see how much patient they are. Then we will see how much patience we have. So the patience is tested at the time of great difficulty. Our principles of religiosity are tested at the same time. And a great friend also is tested in difficult times. So in directory, we have so many friends, but at the time of difficulty, our friends are tested, and even a woman is tested in difficult times. So here, Mother Ansuya has just used this word apatti. But if we want to define this word, we will have to take a reference from the scriptures. So if I take you to the Puranas, so this apad word here in the verse below is described in the Puranas in the top screen. If you can see in the top verse in detail. When there is some difficulty, then the friends are tested. And when there is a war, then only a brave heart is tested. When it's a time of war, only then they realize how courageous they are. So, a person who is wealthy is tested when they're about to perform any charity. A person who has great bank balance is not wealthy, but the person is wealthy that on based on how much charitable they are. So the point which we are discussing, Bharya Shineshu Vitteshu, when the salary is reduced or the income is reduced, when because of any reason you have less wealth or money, that time the wife is tested. Sometimes it so happens, and if they have to maintain the household in their salary and nobody is gets to know, that is the test of the wife. And our relatives are tested when we say that this is our relative and that, but an actual relative is the one when we are diseased. If for some reason we become diseased, at that time our relatives are tested. So in this manner, Mother Anasuya tells Sita Maya, and all these tests are there in the life of Sita ji. We can see the test of her patience, that Ravana was told that as an ordinary person, and when Hanumanji reached Lanka, she didn't accept it to go with her. So that tells about her principles of religiosity, her friendship. If she had desired, she could have cursed Ravana and destroyed him. When Parvati ji can curse Chitraketu and make him a demon, then Mother Sita ji cannot curse Ravana. She would have just burned him. But in Ashok Vatika, she had a friend who was the wife of Ravana. So to protect the husband of a friend, she didn't curse him. And today she is 100% qualified as they are in exile. Still, she is there with her husband. So Mother Anasuya says that you are great, O Sita, in this world. If someone's husband becomes old or becomes diseased or he becomes, if he's paralyzed or something like that, or he becomes poor, whether he becomes deaf, blind, or angry, or even in a very pitiable condition, but if a woman disrespects even such a husband, then that woman goes to hellish planets and faces different types of distresses and difficulties. So in this manner, she counsels Sita ji. She says, she says for women there is only one principle of religiosity, that and one principle or regulation, that all our senses and by heart and speech we should love our husband. And who is saying this? Mother Anasuya is telling. Similarly, Valmiki Rishi has said, the women who are born in this Aryavrat, who are from well-cultured family, for such women, for them, their husband is their God. This is what Valmiki Rishi has written. In Mahanirvan Tantra, it is said, so your husband is the holy place for her. She need not to go to holy places, because all the holy places are there in the feet of her husband. I am not saying this, this is mentioned in the scriptures. And husband is the greatest austerity, charity, and spiritual master. Therefore, from all the angles and perspectives, she should serve her husband. So here Mother Anasuya said, and here Valmiki Rishi, and even in this verse Mahanirvan Tantra it is said, and in Shiv Puran also it is mentioned, husband is the Lord and spiritual master. He is the principle of religiosity and holy place and austerity. And you should leave everything and just pray and serve your husband. You might say that this is very difficult. We are engaged in the devotion service towards Lord Shri Krishna. So we all are serving Lord Shri Krishna. So how come here husbands are? So are we not the devotees of Lord Shri Krishna? So will we not agree to what Lord Shri Krishna says or not? In Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Shri Krishna himself says what? These are the words of Lord Shri Krishna in Kurukshetra when he met the gopis and he told them this beautiful principle. What does he say? Bhartur means husband, Shushrunu means to serve, so the greatest principle of religiosity for women is to serve their husband. You just take your chanting beads and you go to the temple and your husband is hungry at home. That we are the devotees of Lord Shri Krishna. But what does Lord Krishna says we should see first? And these are the words of Bhagavatam. So Bhagavatam is the proof of everything. And these are the words of Lord Shri Krishna himself. I'm not twisting it. It's straightforward. So Bhartur means husband, Shushrunu means to serve, Srinam women, Paro Dharma, that is the greatest principle of religiosity.
निवेदन कर रहा हूं। तद बंधुनाम च कल्याण प्रजानाम चानुपोषणम। तो स्त्री की पति की सेवा करना, राइट?
So
केवल
to serve the husband,
फिर कृष्ण दूसरी
and not only that, tad bandhunam,
के जो रिलेटिव है, मतलब
the relatives of the husband, that is her parent, his parents, in-laws, brother-in-law,
नाम च कल्याण
sister-in-law, etc.,
अनुपोषणम, उनकी भी सेवा करनी चाहिए।
they all should also be served. That is what Krishna tells gopis in Kurukshetra.
बढ़ाऊं और थोड़ा चलाऊं?
So shall we move little further? Further he adds,
दुर्भगो वृद्धो। तो कोई पत्नी ने कृष्ण ने कहा लेकिन मेरा वाला पति जो है ना
so
बिल्कुल
if
थर्ड क्लास का है,
someone says that my husband is third grade,
आता है ठीक से कुछ
he
करता नहीं, गाली देता है, क्रोध
gets intoxicated and he
स्त्रियों का तो जानते हैं ना, बिल्कुल फ्लुएंट
becomes angry and beats me up.
कहा कृष्ण को ऐसे।
So
तब
somebody said that.
क्या करते हैं?
So Krishna replies, Duhu Shilo.
चाहे कैसा भी शील क्यों
No
ना हो,
matter
दुह माने बुरा शील
what
वाला,
kind of husband
बुरे
is,
स्वभाव वाला,
whether he is ill-natured or good,
दुर्भगो वृद्धो
durbhago, vriddho, jado, whether
आचरण वाला हो,
he is of bad character, without any fortune, old
रोग्य
or
रोगी हो,
diseased
अधनो पीवा या निर्धन
or
हो,
poor,
पति स्त्री भी न हातव्यो, लोके सुराभि पातकी। स्त्री को चाहिए कि
but the wife should,
टाइप का
even
पति
if
हो,
the husband is of any of these types,
त्यागना
yet
नहीं चाहिए,
they should never
पति
let
भी
go
स्त्री
of their
भी
husband.
न हातव्यो। इस प्रकार के किसी भी पति को त्यागना नहीं चाहिए। और आगे भगवान श्री कृष्ण कहते हैं,
And further he adds,
स्वर्ग्यम असस्यम च फल्गु कृच्छम भयावहम जुगुप्सितम च सर्वत्र ही औप्त्यम कुलः स्त्रियः। यदि कोई पति
if
कैसा भी उसे त्यागना नहीं चाहिए, यदि
we should not leave our husband, and if we leave our husband,
स्वर्ग नहीं मिलता,
then they will never go to heavenly planets,
होता है,
and they are always
हो सकता है
infamous,
त्यागने में उसे क्षणिक सुख मिल जाए,
and maybe she got some
सुख से दूर
happiness for a while, but she loses the greatest happiness. Then gopis tell Krishna
प्रेम किया है।
that we have loved you.
ध्यान से सुनिएगा, ये बहुत सुंदर फिलोसॉफी,
Very beautiful philosophy. Please listen carefully. So Gopi said that we want to love you.
छोड़कर आपके
Therefore,
साथ रहना चाहती हैं।
we want to stay with you, leaving everything behind. So let's first understand the question.
आपसे प्रेम किया है, राइट?
We have loved you and we want to love you. Therefore,
छोड़कर आपके
we
पास रहने के
have
लिए
left everything
साथ आई है।
and we have come here to stay with you. And Krishna replies,
बहुत सुंदर आंसर है।
very beautiful answer.
मेरी कथा सुनने से,
By listening to my pastimes or having my audience or to have darshan in the temple or by meditating on me
और मेरा कीर्तन करने से
or by congregational chanting,
जितना प्रेम बढ़ता है,
the love that you will get,
मेरे साथ रहने से नहीं बढ़ता है।
that will not increase when you are with me.
ये हम सबको समझने वाली बात, कई बार
So we all should understand this.
देखता हूँ,
So sometimes in US I see some people have that
बहुत दूर रहते
this,
हैं, अमेरिका
we are staying so far in US,
कोई चिंता करने की जरूरत नहीं है।
you need not to worry.
क्या कहते हैं?
What does Krishna says?
मेरी कथा सुनने से, मेरा दर्शन
By listening to my pastimes, by having or visiting me at the temple or by meditating on me or chanting my holy names, the love that manifests is far greater than with residing with me.
और इतिहास हमारे सामने है।
And we have the history for our reference.
बच्चे कृष्ण के गोद में उठते बैठते खेलते थे,
Krishna's children who
लेकिन क्या वो कृष्ण
played in his lap, but were they able to love the Lord?
के साथ कितने लोग थे, लेकिन कृष्ण
Krishna had so many people, but they couldn't love him.
दूर रहते थे।
But some used to stay so far. but yet they loved him so much.
मेरा कथा मेरा कीर्तन आदि करने से जो प्रेम बढ़ता है वो
So
मेरे
the love
साथ
that
रहते रहने
manifests
से
by
नहीं बढ़ता, इसलिए ज्यादा फिजिकली
doing or performing devotional service,
सब कुछ छोड़ छाड़
that
के चले
cannot
जाएंगे।
be
तो किसी ने पूछा तो मीराबाई ने तो सब छोड़
more
दिया।
if we reside there. So if someone says that
मीराबाई ने
Mirabai
तो अपने पति
left
को छोड़
everything
दिया,
behind, she left her husband behind.
छोड़ दिया, शबरी ने
So
छोड़ दिया, हमने भी छोड़ दिया।
Shabri also left her husband.
मीराबाई ने, ध्यान से सुनिएगा मेरा स्टेटमेंट,
So please listen carefully.
अपने पति को छोड़ा नहीं, वो छूट
Mirabai didn't left her husband,
शबरी ने
but
अपने समाज को छोड़ा नहीं, छूट गया।
it all
छोड़ना अलग
get
चीज है, छूट
she
जाना
get
अलग
detached.
चीज
So to leave is something different, but to get detached is something different.
फिर भगवान की भक्ति करेंगे, नो।
So we think that we first we will leave him and then we will attach ourselves to the Lord. No, that's not the process.
करेंगे नहीं।
If we detach ourselves from him, then only we will be able to perform our devotional service. In whatever situation you are, you perform devotional service
ऐसी भक्ति करो
and do in such a manner that you need not to leave, but automatically it so happens. To leave them alone is something different, and to get detached is something different. And Mother Anasuya is giving such a great teachings to Mother Sita. So someone asked, Krishna said so much, and even Mother Anasuya has taught so much. Yet we don't get faith in our husbands because they lack something. So what should we do to increase our faith? So let me tell one point here. If you don't have faith in your husband, then if we just think one point that the husband is not a it's not something to be enjoyed, but he is the object of devotion, not an object of enjoyment. When we devote ourselves to someone, then we don't give us importance to their shape or features or nature. So many devotees serve Shaligram Shila. So what is the shape of Shaligram? It cannot be considered, but still, with so much love and devotion, they perform devotional service to them because they are object of devotion. So instead of thinking of husband as an object of enjoyment, but an object of devotion, then we will have faith. And that will happen only when we have such association. And gradually it will manifest. But if some people say that my husband is a grave sinner, then what should we do? Mother Anasuya replies beautifully. If someone says husband is a great sinner, so there was the greatest sinner whose name was Jalandhar, who not only disturbed humans but also the demigods. He fought with Lord Shiva. So your husband is not that grave sinner that he is fighting with the Lord. Jalandhar was such a grave sinner that he fought with even demigods. He was a demon. But his wife was Vrinda, who was a chaste woman, who used to serve her husband from all the perspectives with whole heart, body, and soul. The husband was not great, but what did Vrinda do? Because she used to serve him with whole principles of chastity. and she became the beloved of Lord Vishnu. And she got this place at the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu got attracted. So the principle of religiosity that I have taught, she has followed the same. Then Anasuya, mother, categorizes that there are 4 types of chaste women who are considered to be. So the best of them all is, so the first class women, a wife, for him, her, she only sees her husband only as the form. She doesn't even imagine any other man even in her dreams. So someone will say that we don't have control on our dream. You just remember, our desire and lust only transform into dream. If we have lust or desire in our heart, then that will come as a dream. So the best of them all is the one who doesn't imagine anybody else as male except her husband. This is what Mother Anasuya is telling Mother Sita. Although you all don't require that, but now Mother Anasuya is teaching, so we need to, and we will get purified by listening to this pastime. The second category is, so the second class women is who, except her husband, sees other men as like son, a brother, or fatherly figure. So this is the second class category of women. And third, so is the one who lives in her clan and society, that if I make relationship with an outsider, it's inappropriate. So just for the sake of Vedic injunctions and scriptures, she doesn't, by force or by control, she resists. That is considered to be the third category of wives. And the fourth category, and the fourth one is whose mind is in focus on someone, but they don't get an opportunity to talk with him, and they don't get a chance because of the fear of society, etc. She stops herself. So that is the fourth category of wife. But who leave her husband behind and attaches herself to someone else, that is not a chaste woman. She's not considered a woman also. Anasuya ji says, such women who are not chaste or who are unchaste or leave their husband, they will live in a roar of hell for 100 years. If they keep relationship with other men than their husband. So Mother Anasuya says, oh Sita, you have all the qualities of a chaste woman, but through your medium, the world should give the teaching. That is why I have discussed or counseled you about these principles of chastity of a woman. So in this manner, very beautifully, Anasuya Mata gave counsel, and in conclusion, she got beautiful benediction and mercy from Mother Anasuya. Ramji tells Atrimani and Anasuya Mata that now you should grant us permission to leave so that we should move. So they stayed there for a while. But when they are about to take permission to leave, both their eyes are filled with tears.
जाऊं अब स्वामी के ही विधि कहो जाऊं अब स्वामी करहूं नाथ तुम अंतरयामी अस कहि प्रभु बिलो की मुनि धीरा अस कहि प्रभु बिलो की मुनि धीरा एलोचन जल बह पुलक शरीरा। राम जी ने कहा कि गुरुदेव
Ramji said, "Oh, great sage, please give us permission to leave." Atri Muni and Anasuya mother had tears in their eyes, and they said that, "Oh, Master, how can we say that you should leave now?" When someone we love come to our home, we all are bound by the time factor. They also have some work, they have to leave. So at the time when they are going, if there is love between them, then what words should be spoken, we are unable to understand or decide. So while sending the Lord, Srimati Radharani and the gopis told Lord Shri Krishna, Bhartendu Harishchandra ji has written it beautifully, that, "Oh Krishna, what shall we tell you? We don't know. We are at loss of words. If I have to say that you should not leave, if we stop you, then it is unauspicious. Technically, if someone is going and if we stop, it is a sign or omen of inauspiciousness, because he will get confused that he was telling to stop and I was going." So I heard this by the mercy of Srila Gurudev. So if I say that you should not go, then it will be inauspicious. And if we say that, yeah, you should leave, then there won't be any love, that they want to get rid of us. If we say don't leave, then it will be inauspicious. But if we say to leave, then there won't be any love. And if we say that no, you have to stay, then it will be like we are lording it over you. So the servitorship will be lost. And if we say that you do whatever you feel, then there will be despondency. So what should we do? We don't understand.
देने से अमंगल होगा, जाओ कह देने से प्रेम शून्यता हो जाएगी, ठहरो आदेश देने से तो प्रभुता दास्ता चली जाएगी, और जो मन में आए जो चाहे वो करो ये कहने से उदासीनता हो जाएगी। इसलिए देखिए आप अत्रि
So
और
therefore,
कहते हैं
Atri and Anasuya say,
स्वामी हे स्वामी मैं
how can we tell you that you should
कि
leave?
आप चले जाओ, मैं क्या आपको आज्ञा दूं, कहूं नाथ तुम
How can we
अंतर्यामी
give you the permission?
हो,
You are the Lord.
प्रभु बिलो की मुनि धीरा, अत्रि और अनसुया की आंखों से जार जार जार
And
अश्रु की धारा बहने लगी।
Atri Muni's and Anasuya's eyes are filled with tears and their
बहुत
body
सुंदर
is
गोस्वामी
shivering.
तुलसीदास जी ने छंद
Beautifully, Tulsidas ji has written,
तन पुलक निरभर प्रेम पूरन नयन मुख पंकज दिए, मन ज्ञान गुण गोतीत प्रभु में दिख जप तप का किए, जब जोग धर्म समूहते नर भगति अनुपम पावई, रघुबीर चरित पुनीत निस दिन दास तुलसी गावई। तन पुलक निर्भर प्रेम पूरन नयन मुख पंकज दिए। एक एक शब्द अब तो समय हो चुका है, लेकिन संक्षिप्त
the
में
time is up, but still in short,
अत्रि ऋषि और अनसुया माता का शरीर पुलक
Atri Muni and Anasuya mother's body is filled with so much love that they are overwhelmed and their eyes are filled with tears. Tears are overflowing, and they are just looking at Lord Ramji without blinking. They're not able to say yes or no. They're just looking at him.
गुण गोतीत प्रभु, जो मन से ज्ञान से गुणों से अतीत है। अपने मन ही मन में ये अत्रि और अनसुया क्या सोचते हैं?
Antri and Mother Anasuya is thinking about that. The great sages who can't attain in their heart that Lord has come to our home. What austerity or piety we have performed.
हमने कोई जब तब कुछ नहीं किया, और ये प्रभु सीता और अनुज को लेकर हम
And Ramji has come here with his wife and younger brother.
ऐसे राम जी के चरित्र बड़े पवित्र हैं।
Such Ramji's characteristic or pastimes are very pure, and Tulsi Das will keep on singing the glories of him, because beyond him there is nobody to sing the glories of. Such is the glory of Lord Shri Ram. So in this manner, Atri and Anasuya from Atri Muni and Anasuya mother's home, they take a leave and they will meet a demon, Virad, who will be killed. Shubham Rishi's welfare, Agast Muni's disciple, an audience with the disciple of Agast Muni, and on behest of Agast Muni, they will go to Panchvati in the land of Maharashtra. And from Panchvati, their Shubhnakha will come. And then Sita ji will be abducted by Ravana. So all this will come under Aranyakant. Although today's pastime was not for you, because you all are already following, but Ansuya Mother has given such beautiful teaching, and this is not only for women, even also for when it is repeated again and again that women should serve the man, then the man should also serve the Lord Vishnu, because whatever we do, half of it will go to our wife, so we should try to do it double. So this is for the welfare of everyone. You all have been listening with great patience and love. I'm really grateful to all of you. I'm really thankful to the organizers of this Katha, the residents of Bangalore, Bharat, the whole Thalam family, CN Jagannath Shetty ji, Geeta Mataji, their daughter Pushpa Mataji, who have organized this beautiful, and we all are getting the benefit. So let's conclude with Jejaka today's session.
आज श्रीमद् भागवतम महापुराण के श्री कृष्ण